Hello and welcome to my channel. I am the Silver Wheel Witch. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all some more Grimoire pages that I've created. What I like to do is read them here for you all on YouTube so that you have the information. And then if you would like to be able to print it out and keep it in your own binder for your Grimoire, then you can head over to my Etsy shop and they'll be available there as well. So what I'll do first is just let you know that the theme that I have here is all about salt. So I've got correspondence, magical uses, different types of salt, a little bit of additional information about salt as well, and some deity associations. So I'll go ahead and show you the pages so you can see what they look like. Right at the center and the top here, I have the alchemical symbol for salt. And this is the first page, so it's got the correspondence and the deity and the magical uses on it. Then on the next page, I have all the different types of salt, from your most common ones used to some fancier ones you can find online or in specialty stores, as well as magically charged salts. So different ways you can use salt and magically charge them for your workings. And then the last page here I have called Salt Science, and it's just a little bit of information what salt is and a little bit of fun facts about salt. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and just read through these for you because I want to make sure I don't miss anything and really give you the impression of what is on the pages as well, in case you want to purchase them for your grimoire. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and take a look here. So the correspondence for salt in general, just across the board, is purification, healing, grounding, balancing, protection, banishing, prosperity, money, and blessings. The elemental association is earth. The energy is receptive. The gender is feminine. The planet is earth, and the qualities are that it pulls and absorbs. The deity associated with salt that I am aware of are the Aztec goddess that, I apologize, I cannot say this name. I will give you guys a close up, but it means salt lady in Aztec. Let me see if I can get that to focus for you. There you go. And she is the fertility goddess of salt. And then we have two that are Greek. We have a goddess, Aphrodite. She is the goddess of love and beauty, and her elemental association, or should I say her mineral association, is salt, as well as Poseidon, which is the god of rivers and the sea, and his mineral association is also salt, more specifically sea salt. And then we have the Roman god Neptune, who is also a god of the sea, and his mineral association is sea salt, of course, because they are associated with the sea. And then we have magical uses, so ways that you can use salt in your magical practice. You can use it to cast a physical circle of protection, sprinkle at the 4 directions of sacred space, use at windowsills, doorways, thresholds, and or corners as a protective barrier for your home. You can sweep it into the carpet for protection, or sprinkle it on hard floor, sweep up in a counterclockwise action, and then discard it to banish negativity. Lay out a dish of salt in a room to absorb excess, often negative energy. But it does work for energy in general. So if you just have way too much hyped up energy, salt will dampen that for you. Use in healing spell pouches, and you can also use it in mirror magic to banish. It represents the element earth on an altar. Use instead of or mixed with sand in a fire-safe dish for burning incense charcoal. Dissolve in a small amount of water and use to bless and consecrate magical tools. Just be careful what tools you're using salt on because it can be corrosive. And salt water can be used as a substitute for blood in spells. That is very controversial, but it is something that some people do. So I made sure to include it on the list. You can eat a pinch of salt to quickly ground yourself in emergency, as well as dissolving a small amount of salt on your tongue to temporarily dull your psychic abilities. Now, I have heard and seen in other books where it says it will completely shut off your psychic abilities. That has not been my experience, but I do find that when I partake of even just eating a lot of salt, but in particular, if you sprinkle some on your tongue, it will dampen and dull your psychic abilities. So I'm assuming that may be different for some people, so you may want to try it and see how it affects you. Use on damp cloth in a shower for a shower scrub, or you can take a saltwater bath for self-cleansing. Place gemstones in a bowl of salt overnight or in dry salt for up to a week to cleanse the energy. Be aware that salt will damage some gemstones, so you'll need to do your research ahead of time just to make sure you're not putting a salt that shouldn't go in salt water into salt water. And let's see here. Lost my spot. Place candles in a bag of salt for up to 3 days to draw out the energy prior to using candles for a magical purpose. I have always done this. I love this. It really gives me a clean slate when I'm using my candles for spell work. So I will put them in salt, strip all that energy out of them, and then I can run them through an incense of choice and put an anointing oil on there and dress my candles and really put my intent into it without any excess energies. The salt, I'm telling you, if you haven't tried it, give it a try on your spell candles. And then last but not least, never reuse your salt. So once it's absorbed negative energy, you don't want to hold on to that. You don't want to reuse it for anything. I personally like to wash it down the drain, to wash it away. I like the symbolism of that, of banishing and washing away everything that it's absorbed. You can also throw it in your trash, which gets picked up on trash day and taken away from you. So that works as well. Okay, so next we're going into the types of salt. I have them in 3 categories here. So the common salts, which are the ones that you generally can walk into the store, grab off the shelf and buy and use, or you might already have in your pantry. And so I've called those common salts. The first one, of course, would be table salt without iodine. And that salt is all-purpose. It is finely ground, refined with trace minerals removed. And it just has the general benefits of salt overall. So the same ones off the front page, which are, again, purification, healing, grounding, balancing, protection, banishing, prosperity, money, and blessings. Then there is sea salt, which is made by evaporating seawater. And its added benefits are that it releases negative emotions, balances energy and emotion, and it also represents the water element because it is from the sea. Then you have rock salt, which is just a very coarsely ground salt, and its added benefits are that because it's so coarse, it's really good for casting circles and use in spell pouches and things like that, where you don't want that super finely ground salt. Then there is pink Himalayan salt, which is mined near the Himalayas, pink in color due to the trace minerals that are in it. The added benefits are love, self-love, friendship, protects relationships, attraction, positivity, aura cleansing, and protection during astral travel. Kosher salt, which is basically salt that has been blessed by a Jewish rabbi, and its added benefit is that it absorbs energy very quickly. And then there is Epsom salt, which is not the same type of salt, but it is often categorized in there with salt. And it is actually magnesium sulfate. The primary use for that is bathing, and its added benefits are detoxification and relaxation. And the next section we have are fancier salts that I'd have to buy online or find a specialty store to obtain, and that is red Hawaiian salt, which is unrefined, contains iron oxide rich volcanic clay that gives it its red color. The added benefits are strong protection, speed up a spell, love, intimacy, beauty, and also the fire element because of the volcanic clay and the red color. Then there is the gray Celtic sea salt, also Selgris salt. I do believe they came from two different places, but they are both very light gray colored salt, and the light gray in color is due to clay and sea minerals. Added benefits are financial prosperity and balance. Then there is black charcoal salt, which is usually Hawaiian salt that is infused with charcoal. And the added benefits are that it is good for wards and it is powerful protection because of its black color, in addition to the salt characteristics. Then the next section I have down here are charged salts. So these are more of your witchy, magically charged salts. So salt in general can be charged, magically infused with energy, enhancing its benefits, either through channeling energy into it or by combining it with other ingredients to take on those energies. So it'll have its original energies as well as what it has absorbed, either through channeling or adding ingredients. So the first one on the list here is black salt. Use your salt of choice and add ash of Palo Santo and or incense. The added benefits of this salt are enhanced protection. You can get creative with what kind of incense you want, or maybe even if you're burning herbs for incense, you can add that as well. Then there is colored salt, again using the salt of your choice, and add food coloring or other coloring agent. The added benefits are for color magic, and it would be the correspondence of the color you're using. Elemental salt, which again is the salt of your choice, and adding ingredients that represent a specific element. And the added benefit for that is elemental magic, the correspondence of the element that is represented with the ingredients you're putting in there. So salt itself represents earth, but if you add, some herbs in there that represent fire, then your salt could represent earth and fire. So adding different elements to your salt. And last but not least is moon salt. So after sunset, you can place a clear jar of salt in the moonlight, and then before the sun rises, bring that jar inside and store it in a dark place. The added benefits are moon magic, and it would be the correspondence of the current phase that the moon was in, along with any astrological signs that the moon was in at that time. That would be the added benefits. Okay, and we are at the last page here. Salt science. And it's not too much information. I'll just go ahead and read it for you. So the mineral salt is primarily composed of sodium chloride. In its natural form, it is a crystalline mineral called halite, or commonly called rock salt. Finely ground, it is referred to as table salt. Salt is the main mineral in seawater. Specific types of salt can include varying amounts of trace minerals, clay, or charcoal, making these salts more beneficial for different uses. Many salts are edible, but not all. There are other salts such as Epsom salt, which is not eaten. Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate, not sodium chloride. Magically prepared salts are usually not edible. So do your research before ingesting anything, as always. As a strong conductor, it has the ability to transmit electricity. Salt speeds up corrosion. It naturally attracts water. The water acts as a medium to transfer electrons. That, along with the oxygen in the salt and water, causes corrosion. Salt will usually kill whatever it comes in contact with, so be careful not to destroy your plants inside or out. It also can destroy, it can kill beneficial bugs and stuff as well in your garden. So definitely look that up before you go sprinkling it around your front yard or your garden. Receptive, salt absorbs and draws in all types of energy. Salt does not differentiate between types of energy, good or bad. It blocks energy by absorbing it, and it can banish energy by washing away or disposing of the used salt. And that's what I have for you guys. So 3 pages, salt information. If you want to print those out for yourself, you can find them on my Etsy. Otherwise, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Put them down in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching.